Hey, what's going on there, Leeds fans? It's Chris Twyman here from Ep.10 TV, and welcome back to another episode of Leeds Talk. I just thought I'd do this episode from the garden because it's a lovely summer's day, and why not? Because we don't get this weather often, do we, in the UK? I'm quite frustrated because this is the second time I've had to record this, because the first time it was on fucking time lapse, and I went round and done it all. It was like 20 minutes, done everything, got well, because obviously I'm holding this phone up, so my arm's well aching as well from it. And actually, it was just a fuck up because it was a time lapse and no sound was recorded. And as you could see, it's just a waste of fucking time. So I'm back to square one, and then I'm going to do this again. We're going to do it better and bigger, and we're not going to make any fucking mistakes, hopefully. So since last week, the last episode, we've had 3 games: Port Vale, Preston and Fulham. So the first game against Port Vale, we absolutely smashed them 4-1. Now, I don't think that anyone would have doubted that we would even win or lose that game or anything like that. We were definitely going to win it. It's a guaranteed win in my eyes, and exactly what it was. In the first 2 games of our season, we scored 7 goals, 3 in our first game, 4 against Port Vale. That's just under 4 goals a game average. Absolutely great, and a strong smashing start to the season. And compared to last season, that's fucking great, because last season we were shy at this time of year. It's been a little bit disappointing since then. We've obviously had 2 0-0 draws, and no one likes a 0-0 draw. So let's have a little walk around the garden. We can have a little chit chat about this Leeds Talk style. All right, so I hope the sun's not too bright in my face. I'm sure it's all right. So the Preston game, obviously, I think you agree, we should have won that match. Should have won it. It was fucking easy in the end. Yes, they did start very, very well, actually. I'll give it to them. I didn't think that they had that in them. But then they got the red card, and they were getting a bit sloppy because we were we were frustrating them. We dominated them a lot in the second half, especially. As soon as they got that red card, they were nowhere to be seen, especially for coming forward to attack. It seemed like that we were all over them, yet we just could not seem to score. We just could not get it into an area where we could just put it in the net. So fair play to them. So they did defend very well, but I can remember at least 1 or 2 chances that we should have scored, and especially the Chris Wood chance when he was basically one-on-one with the keeper there, and the commentator said he didn't do anything wrong. Look, I don't disagree. Look, he didn't particularly do anything wrong. He went for the corner, and it was a good save. But the Chris Wood of last season would have scored that, I believe. And look, I'm not terrorising Chris Wood or anything like that. He's still a great player, and he's still a fan favourite, and he is one of my favourite players. All I'm saying is that he may be lacking a little bit of confidence, seeing as Burnley are after him for about 15 million or whatever it is. So they put in a bid for 12 million. Leeds rejected it. Apparently they've come in for another bid for 15 million, and it's still been rejected. And Leeds are asking for about 20 million, and I don't think they're going to go for that. But there is a chance that Chris Wood could be leaving. Can you believe that? How has this happened? Look, obviously the temptation is always going to be there for football players. We need to remember that, because when Premier League sides come in, you've got to think to yourself, hang on, Leeds haven't been back for the Premier League for about 13 years or whatever it is, and there's a chance that they might not get back this year or next year or something like that. Football player careers are quite short, really. So if you're in your mid-20s, you'll think, well, I've only got about 6 years left of my career. If I give up this chance now, I might not ever get it again, and then my pay per week will always be quite low compared to what it could be in the Premier League. So I can't blame these players for sort of having that temptation. You've got to remember that. Football is, it's a cutthroat sport these days, especially with all the sort of money that's in it, like Neymar, 200 million, what the fuck? I don't blame him for considering it if he is, but I just think he's still a bit of a snake if he does, If he won't leave, though. I don't think he's going to leave. He's definitely committed to us. But all I'm saying is that this little transfer window that we've got at the moment, he's definitely got a little bit of it on his mind, and that could be playing a part in the matches. And look, when you play football, you still want to win. You're not there to just think about your next move. He's definitely on that field wanting to play and score goals and win. So I don't think that's really affecting him that much, but it could have a little psychological effect. And all I'm saying is that he hasn't scored in the last couple of games, and he's definitely had the chances to, hasn't he? And he's had a few of them. It's not just one, because anyone can miss one, but he's been like, it's come right across goal and he's just been standing there, and I feel like if he put his leg out, he could have had it in, you know. But these things happen in a split second, you know. I'm not judging him too much. I'm just saying it's only a few games in, so let's hope he does pick up the pace, because we haven't lost these games, and you know it's not that bad. But I can't help but think we could be sitting with 9 points in the table, but we've only got 5. Obviously, the Fulham game just seemed to me like we were cancelling each other out. Like they were very strong, and we were very strong. They are definitely one of the best teams in the league. But at the end of last season, they were on fire. They've definitely come in quite strong this season, but they've not won any games, and we have. We just wasn't firing on all cylinders in the final third. There was just something not quite clicking there, I thought. One player that has really impressed me in the last couple of games has been Samu Says. You know, what a player he is. It looks like he's got a real touch of class, a real slick bit of play on him. He's got a great shot. He can really get around people, and he can set things up. And we, you know, he's like Hernandez in a way, like in that sense. You know, he scored a hat-trick in his first game, and the last 2 games, you know, he could have easily scored in these games, and dragged a lovely shot wide against Fulham. He could have easily put that away. It's a shame that, you know, that he hasn't scored again, but I've really been impressed with him, and I think that he's going to be a great player for us. One player I've been a little bit disappointed with in the last couple of games has been Alioski, and I got to admit, I was backing him hard over the last when we first signed him. I thought he was going to be one of the key players for us, and he's turned out to be a little bit of a letdown the last couple of games. Like when he's gone forward, we've had so much energy and passion and pace, and then he just gets dispossessed, and it happened quite a few times against Fulham, I thought, and Preston. He just, I don't know. Like, what's your opinions on him? Like, I'm happy to be proved wrong, you know, and I'm sure he will come good, because it is so early yet, and as I said, he does need time to get used to the Championship, because it's his first 4 games. But still, I just feel like, you know, he could have done a bit better, considering Samu Says is coming and he's firing on all cylinders, and old Alioski just seems to be a little bit slow. But we'll see how it goes with them too. But considering the 0-0 draws that we've had, obviously we're still 6th in the table, and we've, you know, as long as we can stay in that top 6 for the whole season, there's nothing to worry about really, because that's exactly where we need to be. And I'm sure you're enjoying looking at the apple trees and the runner beans and all of that. But we'll go and sit back down and talk about the comments of the week. Obviously on Saturday we got Sunderland away, which I believe is going to be probably one of the hardest matches of the season. You know, they've just come down. They were shite last season, to be fair. They're definitely a team that's picking up points, and they should be a force. They should be one of the strongest teams, no doubt, because they have just come back from the Premier League. So let's just sit down and see what the comments were last week. We had Bobby Bancroft, who said that all Man United fans like it up the bum. So thanks for the comment, Bobby. But my favourite comment from this week was actually from Cameron Martin, and he made a little song and he said, "Gary Monk's a wanker, he's a fucking snake. And so is Charlie Taylor, but Chrissy Wood is ace. And along came Thomas Christensen to lead the mighty Whites, and when we win the Championship, we'll sing this song all night." Nice one. It sort of rhymes. Bit long to be singing in the ground, but maybe you can get that going at the next home game. What do you reckon? And we might actually start scoring goals if you start singing that. There's one name that's in there, it's Thomas Christensen. It's very long-winded, isn't it, to say? What are people calling him up in Leeds? Are they calling him Thomas Christensen at the match, or what are they chanting out? Christensen, Christensen, or is it something like Tommy Christie or Tommy Crystal, something like that? What nickname can we give him? So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed my garden. Thank you very much for watching. Please do share this with all the Leeds United fans you know. The next video will be after the Sunderland game on Saturday. Let's make sure we get 3 points this time, not a fucking another 0-0 draw. I can't stand them. They're well boring. Let's all march on together. See you in the next one. Cheers.